Hey guys, Sneakerkit sent me these soles to build another pair of shoes, but I don't want to make sneakers this time. I am going to be making some very sturdy work boots, and I have a little helper to help me with that.
Hello.
Now what's cool is that I know that these soles are comfortable. I've had them before and I love them. You can use them as is, but for this build I want to go above and beyond, overboard with this. So that is why we're doing this today. So we've got the rough shape cut out. Now I just want to refine the edges to make sure that it fits inside that the sole. And the whole idea is to have something really strong and flat onto which we can press, because we want to have some new soles on this side here. Okay, so we've got the shape pretty much perfect. And as you can see, that's going to give me a wonderful, sturdy support onto which I can press. I'm going to be building up the soles using some of this toppy sole material, as well as some extra, more sturdy soles which I'll be adding on later. But first, we have to prepare all of this, make sure it's the right size. Unfortunately, these are big shoes because I have big feet, and so I'm going to need one piece per sole. So ironically, to be able to stick anything to this, I first have to rough up this outsole. So I'm going to be using my belt sander just to rough this up, and that will give the glue a better surface to grab onto. Okay, so now that all my surfaces are nicely prepped, I'm going to be using some neoprene cement glue. The trick here is to put it on all the surface you want to stick and let the glue dry to the touch. And I am going to add a second layer of glue on everything, just to make sure that everything is really, really sturdy and not budging. The glue is now tacky to the touch, so we can go ahead and glue everything up. Now that I'm happy with that, you'll understand why I wanted to make these lasts, if you can call them lasts. There we go. And the front as well. We can make sure that all the edges are nicely squished up once more. Okay, this has been here now for 10 minutes, so it should be ready. I've given these shoes 48 hours to cure, so hopefully they should be plenty strong. And now all I have to do is cut off the excess. So we'll let that dry for about 10 minutes maybe, good second coat. Let that second coat dry for maybe 10 minutes, and we can come back and glue things up. Okay, that's good. And I have a very, yeah, it is what it is. Yeah, my neoprene cement is not as dry as I'd like it to be. Let's see if this one has stuck better. A bit, some issues, but not too many. We're back in my cave and I've done all the profiling on the back of the shoes. Now, obviously, yeah, there are some glue marks which are quite apparent, but that's okay. This is on the underside of the shoe. This is a work boot anyway that I'm looking to make, so it doesn't really matter. In the meantime, Sneakerkit have sent over some really nice leather for me. So to be frank, I wasn't expecting leather of this quality, but it's actually really nice and thick. It's nice and supple, and I can't wait to see what it's going to look like on the actual boot. So the pattern I'm going to focus on today is the one-piece 2-in-1 pattern, but I am going to be throwing in some of the classic 3-in-1 high version of this as well. So yeah, going in for a bit of a mix on these ones, and you'll see exactly how I'm going to do that, I hope. I've got the first part of the pattern all cut out, and now I'm going to show you exactly how I want to modify the second part. As I mentioned, this is a classic 3-in-1, super low high, depending on which height you want to cut it. And what I want to do is make it even higher. So black felt tip pen, and I want to very slowly trace that outline into the paper, giving my pen time to seep through. And because I've chosen a paper that is relatively thin and not very good quality, you can hopefully see through it. Yep, copy that outline. with the pattern flat out, you suddenly realize that there is an issue here at this area. Now, I sort of anticipated this, and this means I'm going to have to still use two different pieces. I can't just have one big piece. It has to be a composite of two pieces. So, of course, there will be the main part here, on top of which we'll be adding this. Okay, now the moment of truth really is to see if I have enough of the very nice leather that was sent to me by Sneakerkit. It looks like quite a lot, but don't forget these patterns have to be traced out and cut out twice. Once for the right side and once for the left side. And I do think this is when our troubles really do start. Now, obviously, if I were doing this the normal way, I would have plenty of leather here for both shoes. And it's only because I'm switching things up and using more leather that I might barely have enough and probably will run out. But that's only again because I'm switching things up, and if you stick to just using what Sneakerkit send you in the way that it is intended to be used, you've got plenty of leather to work with. Wow, so I've actually only just barely got enough for what I want to do on this piece of leather. I've got everything traced out on the back except for the tongues. The tongue is not an issue for me. I'll find something, but I am so pleased that I was able to fit everything. It did feel like a bit of a Tetris game in a sense, but luckily once I got everything filled out, unlike Tetris, it didn't just all disappear. So that's good, let's get it all cut out. All my pieces are cut out and I am now ready to start transferring my holes. The excess material here could be quite bulky, just underneath here. So again, this is an area which I'm going to be skiving right about starting here, skiving this whole thing. And for that, I need to figure out where things are, basically, where that skiving line starts, hence transferring the holes, because that will give me a great indication of where everything lies on top of each other. And there you go. I've managed to skive this down actually thinner than I thought I was going to be able to do, at least not without making any mistakes. So I'm really pleased with that. I've gone ahead and punched the holes and I'm slowly getting ready to where I can start assembling at least the uppers, or the first part of the uppers, because there are quite a few steps still remaining. Okay, here goes. Let's make sure we line all the holes up. This is going to be complicated. Okay, so not awful, but not there. Not exactly there. Close enough. We do have some glue coming through, but hopefully that could come off just by rubbing it gently before it dries too much, and we should be good to go. I think we have somewhat of a success. Overall, that went quite well, quite smoothly. I've got this really nice, really supple goat skin, which is going to be perfect for the inside lining of the shoe. But before I can actually do that, I want to mask up this area here because I do not want to have any glue on this just yet. And the reason for this is simple. I want the lining to cover the thread on the inside for two simple reasons. I don't want my feet rubbing against that thread, and I want to make sure it's nice and waterproof. There we go. Doesn't really have to be a very good masking job at this point because we'll be gluing it back down anyway afterwards. I just need to make sure that no glue goes on that during the next step of the process. Again, that's the goal. I have no idea if this is going to work. Yeah, so I've already done one, which looks like this. It doesn't look like much because it's all gluing up right now, but the idea is sound. I still have to clear up some of the edges and all that, but it's all there. And as you can see, I can just lift this up and have access to my stitching holes. The uppers have had time to dry overnight and they're looking quite good. I'm quite happy with the result. The next step is going to be punching out all of these holes to be able to stitch it all by hand. As you can see, I've already started here. I have got 2 of these little tongues, which are lined obviously on the back as well. So it's not the same leather, it's much more shiny, but I think that will work. Don't forget, it's going to be under the laces and the contrast of the sole and what I'm going to put around the sole. It should be fine, should be fine. So let's go ahead and stitch, and I'll show you what that looks like. So here's the first one stitched and ready to go. I am actually liking this. It's got a nice sturdiness to it. It just feels good. It feels nice. So what I'm going to do now, before doing the second one, because this takes a bit of time, is I'm actually going to install it in the shoe. Okay, so I'm a few stitches in and it's going smoothly, I have to admit. I can very easily hold up the inside lining to get access to the holes lining up nicely for now. Yeah, if this carries on being as simple as this, I will be very, very happy. Okay, so the angles on camera, trying to show you guys what I'm doing, are very odd, so I'm going to stitch this off camera. Yeah, see you in a sec. Well, I've been procrastinating, not really wanting to come back to this. It's been a couple of days now, if not weeks, that I haven't touched this project. And that's because the next step actually scares me quite a bit. So as you can see, I've moved on quite significantly from the last time I was with you guys. I finished stitching up the shoe. I've gone ahead and glued on the interior lining part down here, which wasn't very easy, but it was okay. I've got it done. So it's now basically covering the stitches from the inside. So the stitches on the inside are covered by the lining. So that I'm happy with. And as you can see, I've done a first few bits of collage here. Gluing down flat pieces is fine. That worked well. Very happy with the result here. It looks good, it looks sturdy. I had to figure out if the glue was going to work. It does work. Today's the day. I really want to get this done. I want to get this out of my mind. I want to be able to enjoy the final result because it's already looking really cool. Yeah, I really do hope I'm not making a big mistake here, but hey, if I do, you're here for the journey as well, I suppose, so we'll figure this one out. Let's get cracking. The first step for me is going to be masking off any part that I don't want covered with glue. Now I have to scratch everything up and give the glue a surface that it can bond to. And I debated for a very long time if I wanted to glue it just onto this ridge, which I would prefer doing if I could. But I think that cutting out the strip around here, especially because I'm going to be bending it towards the top, would just be too complicated. So I've decided just to glue everything and give this the whole shoe a nice coverage of rubber. Basically, it probably won't look as good, but I think it would be easier to achieve, so I will do that. Phew, well, I don't know if that was a success, but it went as well as I thought it would. Which probably doesn't mean much at all. Yeah, okay, so I don't like it. I really don't like it. Oh, for crying out loud, why do I do this? So I'm going around with the bone folder trying to get the rubber to sit inside of the grooves that were already on the actual sole. Not only will this reinforce it, but it will also add some of that character back that I actually quite liked on the sole. This is what I've been dreading from the start, is making sure that I can get wrapped around this properly. I have no idea if I'm going to succeed. So this is my piece that I'm going to be wrapping around. I don't know if I should start on the corner and pull it around, or if I should start on the front. Let's do that. That actually wasn't too bad. Oh no, 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 no. This is what I was dreading mostly, really. Try and get the top to line up straight by putting the bottom in place. And yeah. Okay, ouch. That hurt. That was actually much easier than I had anticipated it would be. So let's press everything down in place, making sure that we have everything nice and stuck down. Okay, I'm going to leave this now for at least 2 or 3 days to dry. Make sure that that glue sets up nicely, make sure that nothing moves, and then I can cut off basically these seams nice and straight, following the lines of the masking tape, and that's going to be nice and easy cut theoretically. Take the masking tape off and see if it's worked. If it has worked, I'm going to go ahead and make the second shoe. If it hasn't worked, I'm going to show you guys. Now, I'll only know in about 3 days if it's worked or not, but you guys are going to know right now. Well, there you have it, guys. The shoes are now done. I went ahead and added some metallic loops because I found that the black on black was a bit much, and I really like the extra little touch of color that this metal brings. But the most important question is, are they comfortable? And I can definitely say yes. The soles are immensely comfortable. I have overbuilt them so they are sturdy, really sturdy. And if I were to do it again, I probably wouldn't add that extra layer of toppy between the soles and the sort of outsoles, basically, if you see what I mean. I would have kept it a bit thinner because now they are chunky. They are very, very chunky. And I love them, that's the point. Maybe a bit too chunky, but hey, I'm learning. Apart from that, the stitching went fine, and overall I'm quite pleased with the result. I would refine the overall aspect a bit if I were to do it again. I would maybe try and make the tongue a bit bigger because as it stands it does flop around a bit on my foot. I've built a few of these shoes now through Sneakerkit, and every time the build is easy. The patterns that they send are precise, and you can definitely get away with doing a lot of different things with them. As you can see, the sole in itself is really, really good. I'm really looking forward to getting these shoes through mud and soil and grime, and really enjoying beating the hell out of them because that's what they're for. I'll be using them for gardening, for working out here, and I'm just going to really enjoy them. Looking forward to testing out how waterproof they are, but I don't really expect any surprise on that front. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed the build. It's a bit of a weird one, sure, but hopefully it's giving you ideas, hopefully you've learned something, and hopefully I'll see you very soon for some more crafting.